guys, it's Trish from Talking Over, the only dating relationship podcast that begins in bed. And we are here, Trish and Jenn, with the Love Corner, another episode bringing it straight to you guys. So again, like, I cannot believe how much positive feedback we've gotten from the Love Corner. You guys have been amazing. Remember, you can always find us at talkitover.show, or you can find us online at talkitover.show. You can find the podcast on Podbean, Spotify, iPod, or iHeartRadio. Pandora, any of the radio, Apple Podcasts. You can find our podcast there to hear more from me and Jenn. But right now we've got the Love Corner. So shameless plug, I know. But this week's question is definitely a good one. And I know a lot of you ladies and fellas out there are wondering, does this exist? So this question also comes out of New York. We got a lot of listeners in New York. And this question is, does the G-spot really exist? So Jenn, go ahead, because I got a story. So I'm gonna let you start and then I'm gonna tell my story.
Great, good, because the information I want to give is about anatomy, and then I can't wait to hear your story because you have the best. I'm just gonna steal your stories. Be like, this isn't my story, but I'm telling it anyway. So the answer is it depends. So what they think, what is a common belief among scientists that study these kinds of things, is that the G-spot is actually the urethral sponge. It's erectile tissue that wraps around the urethra in a vulva-bodied person, and actually the tissue that makes up this urethral sponge is the same tissue in a fetus that ends up making up the prostate. So it starts out as the same tissue. And in some people, it's like uniform all along the urethra. And so they don't have like a specific spot that feels kind of extra juicy. And then in some people, it's like triangular and it's like thicker at the top. And so for those people, the spot might be a little higher in the vaginal canal. And for other people, it's kind of the other way around. And so their spot might be a little lower in the vaginal canal, but it's not actually like on the wall of like that front wall of the vagina. It's not like part of the wall. You're actually pressing through the wall and pressing on this erectile tissue that gets really engorged. And that's why it's easier to find when someone's turned on. So that's the anatomy behind it. That's the common belief right now.
So I have a question, and this will determine if I actually tell y'all my story. So, so when you press on that spot, on the G spot, when you press through the wall onto the G spot, is that also what causes some women to squirt?
Yeah, like certain, yes. Yeah, it can. There are different things that can actually like activate squirting. And that's something a lot of people say, oh, it's not real. It's not true. It is true. It is real. It happens for a lot of people. So don't let anyone tell you that it's not true. But yeah, certain sensations against the G-spot can trigger squirting to happen, or what some people refer to as female ejaculation. Yeah.
I'm going to save my story. Listen, okay. No, all right. So hopefully my mother won't see this, right? Because I don't want her to look at it like, oh my God, my baby. Anyhow, so I will say that I have found my G-spot myself. And every time I do it myself, because I've figured out and learned my body well enough, I like have these massive squirting sessions where it's like you really have to like change the sheets. I've taught other people how to find it, like where it is, and listen. listen to Jenn. It's a real thing. It really happens. It's amazing. It's great. It's a great sensation. And if you're able to, I find that for me, when I'm most relaxed and most comfortable with who I'm with, then I'm able to not even do it on cue. It just kind of naturally happens, you know?
Yeah.
So ladies out there who are wondering, does your G spot really exist? Yeah, it does. Jenn told you where to find it, how to find it. Yeah. It's there.
Yeah, we should do a whole episode on squirting because that's a really misunderstood topic as well. But yeah, that's awesome. Once you know how to do it to your own body, then you can teach. That's another thing you can teach partners. It's if they don't know how to make it happen, it's pretty difficult for you to both get there.
Living proof right here. I know
that makes me happy.
It's somebody out here that I've dated that's like, oh my God, Tricia, stop. like you're telling all the business.
Hey, do you know, speaking of erectile tissue wrapped around the urethra, I wonder if my mom would be mortified by this too, actually, now that we're talking about it. Did you know that all bodies have the same amount of erectile tissue? It's just in vulva-bodied people, the erectile tissue is internal, but there's there's a lot of erectile tissue in all bodies. It's just some of it's out and some of it's in.
So I was recently reading in one of my textbooks. I think it's in Come As You Are. Come As You Are. Who wrote Come As You Are?
Emily. I want to say. Nagas.
Yes, she's right. It's a
popular book.
We're gonna drop the name in the comments, okay? But or in the description below. But in the book, she says that when you're born or when you're conceived, we all have the same genitals. And that the genitals are just formed the same way. So what are the male scrotum turns into a female's outer
labia.
Outer labia, exactly. The clitoris is the same thing as a penis. It just stops developing at a certain point where the penis continues growing, if I'm correct.
It's more like the clitoris actually has two sets of legs basically that are internal, and the whole structure is actually fairly large, and it's all erectile tissue. So all that swelling you feel in your body is, some of that is like internal parts of the clitoris. And everyone thinks it's just the nub you see. Oh, no.
It goes very deep in part. Yeah, it's not just what you see on the outward, but it extends fairly deep within. Correct?
Yeah. Well, the way it comes in, there are two bulbs called the vestibular bulbs that are kind of like fat bulbs that wrap around the opening of the vaginal canal inside the body. And so part of what happens is like that swelling is like creating more sensation. And then there are two thinner legs that like hug the bone of the pelvis that also like come back, go from the front of your body towards the back of your body. So those are parts of the clitoris that people don't know about it, but they probably feel them when they get turned on. They just don't know that that's what they're feeling.
Happening. Yeah, no, listen, this is good. Okay. I hope you guys caught those tidbits. She's giving y'all some stuff here, okay? With that being said, this is Tricia and Jenn from Talking Over's The Love Corner. Jenn, please tell the people if they want to find you and talk to you in person, where can they find you at?
Yeah, you can find me at juicyjenn.com, JUICYJENN.com. And actually, I just launched a 3-month pleasure adventure called Juicy. Ooh. Yeah, it starts in a month. It's early bird pricing right now. It's so good. We talk about this stuff and we do practices, and basically like I help people expand their erotic flexibility. So they have a lot more things that help them feel turned on and get them to a higher level of pleasure. So yeah.
All right. So y'all heard it here. Early bird pricing. Jen's going to give me the information. I'm going to drop it in the description. We are going to see you guys next week, Thursday, with another episode of The Love Corner. This is Tricia from Talk It Over. This is Jenn from Talk It Over as well.
I said Denver. I'm such an idiot. Yeah.
No, she's not. She's the best person ever. Anyhow, love you guys. Peace, love, and good sex.